Illness, healing and regeneration. The origin and meaning of illness. Revelations of Jesus Christ from 1884 to 1950. Thus saith the Lord, when man deviates from the path of righteousness through lack of prayer and good habits, he loses his moral fortitude and his spirituality and is exposed to temptation. In his weakness he gives space to sin, and that sickens the heart. Nonetheless, I come like a doctor to his sickbed and give him all my love and care. My light is like crystal clear water upon the lips burned by fever. And when he feels my balm upon his forehead, he says to me, Lord, only your mercy can save me. I am gravely ill in spirit, and death shall come to me quickly. And I tell him, you shall not die, for I, who am life, have come, and all that you have lost shall be restored. What merit can a sick person, incapable of any and all effort, earn? His merits may be great and many if he knows how to vest himself with patience and acceptance, if he knows how to be humble before the divine will, and knows how to praise me in the midst of his pain. For then his example shall be light to many hearts that inhabit the darkness, and who have given into vice, or who think of death when trials befall them. Those who, upon finding along their paths an example of faith, humility, and hope arising from a heart that too suffers much, bearing a heavy cross, shall feel that their hearts have been touched by a ray of light. And so it is, in fact, since they have not managed to hear the voice of their own consciences. It was needed that they receive the light of the conscience that another brother sends them with his example of faith. Do not consider yourselves beaten. Do not call yourselves failures. Do not bend under the weight of your sufferings. Keep the lamp of your faith lit before you, always. That faith and your love shall be your salvation. Healing through your own strength. You ask that I heal you, and truly I say, there is none better than you yourselves to be your own doctor. What good would it do if I heal you and remove your suffering, if you do not withdraw from your errors, sins, vices, and imperfection? It is not pain that is the origin of your ills, but your sins. Behold, there, the origin of suffering. Fight against sin, withdraw from it, and you will be healthy. But that is for you to do. I only teach and help you. When, through your conscience, you discover the origin of your afflictions and establish the means to combat it, you will feel the divine strength in abundance, helping you to triumph in the battle and win your spiritual freedom. How great will be your satisfaction in feeling that, through your own merits, you were able to liberate yourselves from pain and win peace. Then you will say, O my Lord, your word was my balsam. Your doctrine has been my salvation. My people, the true healing balsam that heals all illnesses originates from love. Love with your spirit, love with your heart, and love with your mind, and you shall have strength enough to heal not only the illnesses of the body, or to give consolation for small human miseries, but you will also know how to resolve the spiritual mysteries and the great anguish, confusion, and remorse of the spirit. This balsam resolves the great trials, illuminates, calms sorrows and melts away the chains of oppression. Men who have been brought to despair by science shall return to health and life with the touch of that balsam. The spirit that has disappeared shall return at the word of love of the brother who calls. Abolish pain. The life I created is not painful. Suffering comes from disobedience and the faults of the children of God. Pain is a characteristic of the life that dissolute men have created. Elevate your gaze and discover the beauty of my works. Prepare yourselves to hear the divine concert. Do not exclude yourselves from the feast. How will you participate in that delight if you isolate yourselves? You would live sad, tormented, and sick. I wish you to be harmonious notes in the universal concert. I wish you to understand that you sprang from the source of life, and that you feel my light resides within all consciences. When will you reach the maturity necessary to say, Father, subjugate my spirit, as well as my will and my life, to yours? Do you understand that this you cannot see, while your senses are sick, and your spirit is selfishly isolated from the path? You live under the torment of illnesses, or the fear of contracting them. And yet, what is a physical illness compared to an error of the spirit? Nothing, if the spirit knows how to raise itself up. For in my mercy, you shall always find help. Just as the blood runs through your veins and gives life to the body, so too the strength of God, like a torrent of life, passes through your spirit. There is no reason to be ill if you comply with the law. Life is health, joy, happiness, and harmony, and when you are ill, you cannot be a storehouse of the divine goods. Whether unhealthy in mind, heart, or body, the Master tells you to ask your spirit, being a child of the Almighty, to return to the path, to heal your ills, and help you in your weakness. The regeneration of man. Vanity, a weakness that has manifested since the very first man, will be combated through spirituality. It is the struggle that has always existed between the spiritual and the material. For while the spirit tends towards the eternal and elevated in search of the essence of the Father, the material looks only for what satisfies and flatters it, even when this is to the disadvantage of the spirit. That struggle, present in every human being, is a force that originates within men themselves, due to the influence of the world. For that which is material seeks all that which relates to its own nature. If the spirit manages to tame and channel that force, it will have harmonized its two natures within its own being, and shall attain progress and elevation. If, on the other hand, it allows itself to be dominated by the strength of the material form, it shall be induced to evil, a ship without a rudder in the midst of a storm. You, unbelieving and skeptical, cannot believe in a world of justice, nor can you manage to conceive of a life of love and virtue on your earth. In a word, you do not believe yourselves capable of anything good, nor do you have faith in yourselves. I do believe in you. I know the foundation that dwells within each of my children, because I formed it, and I gave it life by my love. I do have hope for men. I do believe in their salvation, in their becoming worthy, and in their elevation. For when I created them, I destined them to reign on earth, making of it a dwelling of love and peace, as well as that their spirits be forged in the struggle to come, by merit, to dwell in the light of the kingdom of perfection, which belongs to them as eternal inheritance.